Hello everyone, it's Kari, and today I am going to be creating a birthday card using some pattern paper. Now this paper I've chosen is the Cupid's Canvas Effortless Shimmer paper. This is foilable paper. You can add foil to this, but did you know that you could also create any colors that you want with this pattern paper to create a beautiful card? Today I had citrus on my mind. Yes, citrus like oranges, lemons, grapefruit. I wanted to create a citrus inspired colored background. So I'm using this beautiful rainbow paper from the Cupid's Canvas Shimmer paper, Effortless Shimmer paper, and I'm going to color it myself using some Distress Oxide inks. Now, Distress Oxide inks are really simple to blend, which is why I wanted to use them today. They are nice and creamy, also a little bit chalky, so when they dry a little bit more muted, but I really like the way they blend. So I'm going to start using the picked raspberry on this paper. Then I'll clean off my brush a little and go in with some of this color here, which is the Saltwater Taffy. And the Saltwater Taffy is more of a corally pink color. It's nice and soft, and I really liked that. And then I'm going to go in with some dried marigold, which is a really pretty light creamsicle colored orange. And I love this color as well. And so we'll add a little stripe of that. And then I'm going to go in with some yellow. So I have squeezed lemonade here. And this, of course, just reminds me of summer. It's such a happy, bright color. So I'll ink that on, using a brush. And by the way, I have separate brushes that I use for my oxide inks. They are different than the brushes I use for regular inks and regular distress inks as well. So I reserve these just for oxides. Now I will go back through with all of the colors, just blending them through once again, trying to get a deeper, richer color and a really good blend between the colors. So you can see I will go and use all of the colors once again and darken them up. I think this creates such a really pretty summery background. I love the rainbows on this paper, and I love that you can also color it any color you want using some inks. So much fun. So that's going to be our background. Now I have already stamped this Be Your Own Kind of Cupcake. This is the one that has the orange on top. Like I said, I had citrus on my mind. So this orange one really was going to play into my color scheme that I chose. I'm going to start by coloring up that little orange wedge, orange slice there on the top of the cupcake. And I have YR00, or excuse me, YR20, YR09, and YR12 that I'm using to color up the orange slice. These colors really blend nicely together, and you can see I'm just adding just a little bit of each color, and then I'm going to go in again with the darkest color and blend them through once more. That will create a really dramatic look, which I really do enjoy. Now I'm using my background as inspiration for the colors, but I do have to add a little bit of green too, so I added lime green, of course, to the branches, and then a little bit of dark green in the center of each of the leaves, and then blending them out with those lime green YG03 and YG01 colors. That will be our leaves. And sometimes when I'm not sure the colors to use, I do like to just get inspiration from the background that I've already chosen. So I'm going in with a vanilla cupcake using some E50s for that. I added some yellow for the little drizzle, thinking that would be like a lemon curd type of thing. And now I'm going to add some pinks to match my picked raspberry color in the background. I like to add the darkest color and then blend that through with the medium color, and then I'll go in with a lighter color, and I even think I bring in a fourth color for these pinks. So this is going to really create a dramatic, nice look with some darks, mediums, and a light color. So you'll see in just a minute I bring that light color in. I hope you can read these on the screen. If not, They are RV66, RV56, RV17, and then RV91 is the lightest color that I blend all those through. So there's our cupcake liner. Now for the frosting, I wanted to mimic the saltwater taffy color just a little bit. So I've got some corally colors here, R11, R21, and R22. And that's what I'm going to use to blend through for the frosting. Now see those little round sprinkles on top? I'm not going to worry too much about those because I know I'm going to add some kind of mixed media product on top to color those up. So I just kind of don't even pay attention to those. You could color around them if you want them to stay white. So there we go. There's our cupcake. Look at the beautiful bright color. Let me get that in screen. There we go. And beautiful bright citrusy colors. I love how it turned out. And now I'm going to die cut this with the coordinating dies. The one that goes with this one is the one that has the branch on the bottom. So you can tell real easily which is the die cut that matches. So I'll take this to my die cut machine. I'm going to carefully line that up first though and add some low tack tape to keep that in place. And then I'll run that through my die cut machine. There we go. Now I also have this high hot foil plate and die that I've already hot foiled with some coppery color. I thought that was pretty to add a little bit of metallic to our background. And now I'm going to choose a sentiment. Look at all these great sentiments like have a sweet birthday, thank you sweet friend, keep calm and eat a cupcake. There's some great sentiments, but I'm going to use the birthday one, have a sweet birthday. So I'm going to stamp this on a white piece of cardstock, and then I'm going to color it up with some Distress Oxides to match. So because I'm going to use some oxides over the top, I want to definitely heat emboss over this with some clear embossing powder. So I used my embossing buddy tool there so I don't get embossing powder stuck where I don't want it. And now I've got some VersaFine Onyx Black ink that I'm stamping down a number of times to get a nice dark impression. I'll take that off and add some clear embossing powder over the top. And then I'll heat set that with my heat tool. So this is going to help so that one, it doesn't smear, and two, I can add that Distress Oxide ink over the top and it will remain nice and clear, shiny, and bright. So there is the sentiment. And the color I chose was the Saltwater Taffy. So this is going to be a nice, beautiful, corally color. I'm just going to add that with my blending brush, and then I will cut this sentiment down to be a nice sentiment strip. Then I will take a cloth and remove any of that extra oxide that's over the top of the ink and the embossing powder. So that'll give us a nice clear sentiment. It says have a sweet birthday. And now it's just a matter of placing all of these where you want them on the panel. I am going to build up the cupcake using that same die. I'll cut that out a few more times, and same with the high hot foil plate and die. I'm going to cut that out a couple of more times as well, and then I'll build those up layer by layer. So just a couple extra layers of that cupcake there, and I'm using liquid adhesive to glue that together. And that's going to just raise it off the background to create more of an embellishment type look and really make it stand up off that background. And then for the have a sweet birthday, I'll add a little extra foam tape here to raise that up over the high. So I only need it over just the right part of the sentiment and a little on the left there. And then where it covers the sentiment, that is going to stay just flush there. So I hope that makes sense. Just adding the foam tape where I need it to be over the high sentiment. And now I can glue all of these down with liquid adhesive and the foam adhesive. So adding the cupcake over the high that I've already glued down, and now I'll remove that backer from the foam, add a little bit of liquid adhesive so I have time to move that around and make sure that gets right in the right spot. Looks good right about there. And now we can add that embellishment. I chose some Stickles glitter glue to cover those sprinkles. It's a nice bright raspberry color, and that'll complement the cupcake liner as well. So I'm going to carefully add that to the top, and I'll hold this up so you can see it. I will tap the back just a little to have that calm down and create more of a domed look. But you can see how pretty that looks as the sprinkles, and look at the high shining as the coppery foil. It was very difficult to capture in the photos that copper color of the foil, but I'm so glad you got to see that in the video. But here's some close-ups. Thanks so much for stopping by. I'll be back soon with more card inspiration. Bye-bye.